Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Apex Overwatch Season 3. Now time for the matchup that you've all been waiting for. Of course, BK Stars taking on EnVyUs. EnVyUs need to make sure that they win at least 2 maps tonight to lock in that first position. And if they don't, it's likely that Meta Athena are going to be able to overtake. So this means a whole heck of a lot. I am still Atlas, still joined by Wolf. And Wolf, what do you make of this series?
Well, I feel like this series is definitely going to be a lot better than the last one. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but even the Lunatic High coach extensively posted and talked about on his stream that he was very much sure this is going to be a close series. It's not going to be the stomp that we saw from EnVyUs against Rhinos Gaming Wings. So, I mean, this is definitely, I feel like when you look at how this series is going to go, a lot of it's going to come down to the Tracer battle, right? It's going to be the battle between Effect and Buddy. Both players almost purely Tracer in terms of heroes they've played, so they're both very aggressive Tracers too. When you look at the match between Rhinos Gaming Wings and EnVyUs, for example, Effect was the aggro Tracer, and Oxo, for example, is the defensive Tracer, which didn't work well for Rhinos at all.
No.
So I think this one we're going to see fireworks. We're going to see a lot of Tracer 1v1s, and they're going to meet in the exact same position to look for those flanks. And whoever dies, man, it's going to change the entire game. If Bunny or Effect dies first, then watch that backline get lit up.
Yep, most certainly. And look, there's going to be a lot of pride on the line as well when it comes to that Tracer battle. Effect and Bunny have been bouncing between each other for top of solo queue very recently as well. So we'll see whether they are going to be able to prove who the best Tracer is here in Korea and whether Effect's going to be able to continue what has been domination of this group. Really, it's been on his back that EnVyUs have been winning most of their matches. It's been phenomenal follow-up as well. Taimu needs a massive shout-out because he can finish off a lot of these kills, but the harassment in the backline is just stunning out of Effect. The fact that he can just completely throw a team off their game plan by just existing on the map is unbelievable.
So as mentioned, obviously, if EnVyUs ends up losing this match, it could create this 2-1 split between all 3 top teams in the group, right? Because this group is actually pretty close. So Meta Athena and BK Stars, assuming Meta Athena is able to defeat Rhinos, which is very likely considering the kind of wins of the group, if you will. So important for EnVyUs to win this one. If they do, of course, they solidify their spot in first place and will get out of the group. And otherwise, a lot of different things could happen. So we'll see. I think they're the big favorites again going into tonight's matchup, but anything could change going forward into this best of 5. This is a match that, to me, it almost feels like there's like the winds of potentially an upset. The last series, we're like, okay, there's a big favorite. There's no way there's going to be an upset. We get the 3-0. This series, you look at it going, okay, probably EnVyUs 3-0, 3-1, but it feels like BK Stars has been improving throughout the season. It feels like there could be an upset tonight.
And it feels like it could also be that rock, paper, scissors type style as well. We know that Meta Athena has never really been that team to opt in for a lot of these dive compositions. They are very much sort of this very controlling type team. EnVyUs loves the dive, loves the DPS at this particular juncture in time, and BK Stars have almost been stubborn in the amount that they just love 2-2-2 dive compositions. Like, that is what they do. They do it well, but they don't do a whole lot else. And will this be the Achilles heel? Because, I mean, I feel like Chips has been able to run rampant in the last couple of matchups we've seen EnVyUs in. So if you can get that dive composition to really throw him off his game, we could have some opportunities for BK Stars to really capitalize and see what this rock, paper, scissors is actually going to show us.
Yeah, Taimu hasn't played the Genji, very often. He's just been playing these hit scan heroes, the Soldier. He's been playing the McCree. And I feel like if Effect dies, because Effect has largely been buying him so much space so far in this group, if Effect dies early and he loses that aim fact, that's what it feels like. His aim is good. So if we see the Effect fall early, the Tracer is no longer able to buy space for Taimu, how well will Taimu deal with this practiced Genji Tracer composition? Will he survive when we suddenly see Carpe flying in with the Dragon Blade or even without it? That's my biggest concern for EnVyUs is their lack of ability to flex onto the Genji so far, because the Effect play on Tracer has been so good for them, and they haven't running into the heavy dive that we're going to see from BK. BK has failed with every other composition. The only time they've been able to take maps, take objectives, take points has really been when they switch back to that dive comp with Bunny on the Tracer and Carpe on the Genji. So dealing with this hyper-practice strategy, EnVyUs, will they be able to deal with that? I think that's kind of going to determine this best of 5 overall.
Yeah, and I feel like as well, I mean, EnVyUs will know exactly what BK Stars is going to be throwing at them here. They would have had time to study this team. They know what's going to happen. And do they have the strategy in place in order to make that one work for themselves? We'll have to find out, because I'm, look, a little bit worried because I feel like this could be that rock, paper, scissors coming out and really striking back onto EnVyUs. EnVyUs probably now feeling like they're relatively solid towards that top spot with their 2-0 scoreline so far as matches are concerned. But maybe they don't know quite how much is on the line now, because it's likely that if they do lose this, anything other than a 3-2, that they could just be going straight home, and we won't be able to see any of the Western teams here moving into the round of 8, which would be very, very sad. And EnVyUs' start was so, so good. We are going to hear from the players very, very soon, Wolf, and we'll see exactly what kind of smack talk has been going down, because both of these teams, I feel like it will be revolving around this tracer play between Bunny and, of course, Effect. Let's hear.
이펙트와 타이머 선수를 필두로 한 ENVyUs 기가 막힌 기량을 보여주면서 지난번보다 오늘 더 잘하네요.
Winning is always very good. I don't think right now it's like one of the best team in this tournament, so that's why we win. I think we do better.
라이너스가 메타에 적응을 많이 못한 것 같아요. 저희는 쉬지 않고 계속 달려온 팀이기 때문에 98% 완성은 된 것 같아서 힘을 훨씬 많이 받는 것 같아요. ENVyUs는 복수죠.
겐지 노리러 가다 죽을 수도 있죠. 맞았어요. 이런 상황에서 겐지를 본다고요? 이거! 머리 조심, 머리 조심. 안 된다, 이런다.
타이머 선수는 뭐 위도우는 잘하는데 다른 거는 좀 많이 못하는 것 같아요.
Are you really gonna revenge us? I don't think you can. I didn't watch any BK stars. I don't even remember that. I'm not kidding. You said that Korean is getting better, right? And now we have Korean in the team. FA2!
팀 없는 사람들 중에 트레이서 딱히 잘하는 사람이 없어서 이펙트님을 영입한 것 같아요. 저희는 환영이죠. 뭐 레벨링이 잘 된 건 모르겠고 이펙트님 트레이서는 그렇게 하는 게 아니에요.
If we compare to Effect, Bunny is here, Effect there. Oh, not even can see Effect. I think he's good tracer, but just good. Bunny, 당근.
박수 칠 때 떠나셔야 됐었어요. 저희의 겐지와 트레이서가 더 잘하기 때문에 충분히 이길 수 있을 것 같아요. 타이머 형님 뒤통수 조심하세요.
No matter what group we are, we're gonna be in the final. Prepare to get there again. Bunny, I will make you into a meme.
So Mickey is going to make Bunny into a meme, and I actually really love that it's Mickey that's saying that, because I feel like he's going to be the one that has to stop Bunny from destroying the backline of EnVyUs this match.
Absolutely. That's going to be the story, and you could tell both of these players in that interview were very much focused on the fact that BK Stars has that crazy backline dive, and BK Stars is looking for revenge. They lost to EnVyUs last time they faced each other, and this time EnVyUs looks to be an even stronger force. They're back to full form, and for BK Stars, it's a strength, I feel, but it's also a weakness. It's a double-edged sword that they have such a great Genji Tracer play. They're so good at this dive, but the weakness, of course, is that they've shown it so much, they don't run hardly anything else.
Yeah.
And when they have tried to flex off of it, they've failed really hard. So EnVyUs needs to be very cognizant of that, but at the same time, because they are, you feel like there's definitely going to be some prepared strategies in order to deal with this. They prepared positioning-wise. And again, it's going to be Mickey who really helps deal with Bunny when he comes around the back with the Tracer.
Well, I'm not sure whether it's going to be enough, because I think you need more than one strategy, especially where the meta is at the moment, Wolf. Like, if you can't play these interesting triple support compositions, if you don't have the ability to flex yourself around to capitalize on all of the advantages you can get from a lot of these maps, then you're not going to be able to find consistent victories. BK Stars have shown that. I mean, they lost to Meta Athena. Meta Athena looked very, very good in that series. Able, of course, to get their first win this particular season. However, is it going to be enough to grab the top spot away from EnVyUs?
The fan favorites here again, and keep in mind the fan favorites on Korean soil here domestically. It's always very, it feels like you can feel the energy of this team when you look at Mickey and Taimo, always on the edge of the booth, always so happy, so hyped. And the longer the series goes on, you can feel the momentum rising for EnVyUs. I mean, you go back and watch the series against Meta Athena, it started there, and it just continued onwards and onwards. So Kaikai's still listed as a substitute player, but we've been seeing him come in for the tactical pauses, been giving some extra tactical advice.
Yeah, more of an analyst slash coach. Yeah, for these guys.
So EnVyUs, again, the favorites tonight, but I feel like they've had a pretty easy group with Effect really showing up. And he started off a little bit weaker in the Meta Athena series, looked really strong against Rhinos, and now he's facing the strongest Tracer he's going to have to face this group. And also, they're going to have to deal with this dive comp that's the most practiced in this group as well. The one-trick dive, you could really argue, for BK Stars.
Most certainly. And look, we'll see whether Effect is going to be able to prove himself, because he's probably been looking forward to this series. Against Bunny, can finally say definitively that he's gone up against the best and has been able to take them down. But we'll see whether he actually can. As you can see, Bunny, he's the one that's been flexing around Effect. Nuh-uh.
Well, if you compare time actually on heroes spent, Bunny's 2 hours and 4 minutes on Tracer, 1 minute on the Roadhog. So
okay, so
he flexed it one time for a second, but it's really just shown this way. Whereas Taimu has been playing both the Soldier and the McCree quite a bit. That's a real flex. Carpe played 5 other heroes, if I'm not mistaken, all of them for less than a minute and a half, as he is just only playing the Genji right now.
All about that Genji.
Bernard has actually shown the most flexibility, I would say, on BK Stars, playing the Soldier and the Diva amongst other heroes. So Tarpon used to be kind of the one-trick Roadhog before joining this team, and now he's been playing almost purely the Winston. Fits this team, fits the composition, and a lot of people have been critical of how when he plays Reinhardt he looks really weak, but I think part of that is because he plays a Reinhardt with his dive comp. It's not really designed to work together, whereas the Winston really synergizes with that Tracer, with that Genji dive.
That is sort of like the bread and butter dive composition. Certainly going to need that. Bit of a shout out to Bernard. He was a fantastic Zarya player, but has completely forgone that this season, opting in for more of those triple tank possible compositions, as well as that Diva you can certainly see him picking up. As Twinkle has played 100% Lucio forever.
Forever and ever.
Literally never played anything else, apart from maybe like one game on Mercy.
Because Mickey and Effect are so good at buying space for chips, he's actually gotten several kills. If you look at his KDA, when you go back in the stat screens, you take a look at like Winston's Labs, for example, he looks so powerful because he's given so much space to work with, and his accuracy is on point, especially on the Sombra. We're going to Oasis.
Back to Oasis. Finally, we're comfortable again, Wolf. Seems like every second control is Oasis, and of course, this is done basically, it's control roulette. Is how we start off every single series. It's all done by chance, and Oasis just seems like there's some loaded dice up in here. Is McCree the one choosing these? I don't know what's going on.
Well, we'll see. We'll probably see a lot of Taimu McCree on University on Oasis. We'll see exactly what points we get. And, you know, just try to do what I can.
Yeah.
This is a map that BK Stars has historically struggled on, so already kind of a boon for EnVyUs in terms of map statistics in Apex.
Yeah, look at Chips, actually. He had a smirk on his face. He was ready. Like, oh, yeah, Oasis. This is where I belong. And we know University, Sombra heaven, my friend. Most certainly an opportunity for him to get that flex action happening. But let's do it. Let's hop into our very first game of EnVyUs versus BK Stars.
Get it?
Oh, EnVyUs fans turning up in force this evening, Wolf.
Indeed. For good reason. They have come out of the gates dominant, beating the big favorites Meta Athena, and so much history on the line, obviously, as these two have faced each other in Apex before in the group stage. And obviously, BK Stars did take the one map, but EnVyUs looked dominant. So, as was said in the interview, it's about revenge for BK Stars. But not only that, a win here would definitely, obviously, give them a chance to get out of the group. A loss would be pretty detrimental. So, as we go into this one, looks to be the pharmacy comps on both sides, obviously, for how this map is played.
Yep, Bernard going to be the one flexing on over onto that one. Carpe on the Soldier this time around, so not starting things off on his Genji. Taimu already taken out. Carpe, you can see exactly